very strict. So it was asked if he's moved on, and he said, yeah, I mean, I have, but that doesn't mean that I'm not going to seek answers. I've got questions. How did I end up in prison in a process that was supposed to be lawful, but it's not lawful, with no law that was supposed to send me to prison in a civil case? It's an interesting one. I remember somebody who said that if Obi become your president, right, you should just appoint Dele Farotimi as the Attorney General, being a Chief Minister of Justice, so that Dele Farotimi was like, imagination won't wound you, Abi. Anyway, we shall be monitoring. Okay, we all know that talking about election without one, a possible electoral reform, which must also start from a new constitution that should dictate all the responsibility of all these institutions clearly, that in any violation of any of them by any institution can trigger or will trigger a complete shutdown of the country. Something like that, something to make them know that there will be consequences for their actions. They will rig you, and their own belief is that nothing will happen. Nothing. People will die, yeah, but nothing will happen. They will keep the power. So you need to actually make sure that they are afraid that something will happen. Yesterday, Akinwumi Adesina, your former agriculture minister, who is now the African Development Bank president, AFDB, the bank that Akinwumi Adesina, using his position and whatever his agenda is for this AFDB, to release over $5 billion to APC, Egbekegbe, under Bokwari and Tifnubu. To him, he's doing a great service to the fatherland, but he's dealing with criminals who don't give a shit about the fatherland. So somehow, even though he is their friend, he's been with Tifnubu in Tanzania, he's been with Tifnubu in Dar es Salaam, he's been with Tifnubu in UAE, Dubai, he's been in Qatar with him. I've seen him a few times at different international forums, right? Like that, right? I'm talking about Akinwumi Adesina. So Akinwumi Adesina was somewhere 2 days ago where he had to address some international economists talking about the world economies, right? And then talking about Nigeria, how Nigeria has retrogressed so much, especially in the last 10 years. You don't say that. They don't like people who say that. You are considered as people who are demarketing Nigeria. But this guy was pretty much just so concerned that in 1960, the Nigerian GDP value was around $93, $94. A value that when you factor in inflation and what have you over the years was, was estimated to be in today's value, $1,840. That's right. 65 years ago, the population of Nigeria was somewhere around 44.5 million, no doubt, not that much, right? 65 years ago, you don't have as many hospitals, as many schools, and as many roads as you have today. Great. But can you say that the resources that these guys have expended over, for decades, can you say they can consume, they can consummate with, what do you call it? Can you compare them to what they have to show that they have done over the years as the population grows, right? How improved is the life of these same citizens, kind of? Additional questioned all of this, then preferred few solutions, right? Things that should be done, fiscal discipline, which means everybody should be kind of mindful, cut wastages in government, something that Tifnubu and his gang are very much allergic to. They've got allergy for that. Cutting costs, live moderately. Are you being serious? So their response today is to attack Adesina, but not like the way they attacked Peter Obi. They specifically told Peter Obi that he is demarketing Nigeria and he should stop, kind of. everyone has opinion about why Peter Obi shouldn't say what everyone already knows, right? So I was expecting the Ona-Ofun-Nuga guy to possibly fire Adesina, but he didn't. Rather, he went into this historic, what do you call it? Historic tirade that completely has nothing to do with what Adesina said and what they intend to do, what they are doing. Remember, like I said, he's their friend. He knows them in and out. He's mobilized fund, loans for them few times. That pyramid rice that they put sawdust and sandbag in Abuja to display as Bukwari's rice pyramid, that money was $1.4 billion. It was facilitated and released by Adesina to support agriculture in Nigeria so that the food abundance, food this and that, yeah, can become a thing in Nigeria. Unfortunately, half of the farms they used the money to cultivate in northern part of Nigeria, they were inherited by a different terror group. Boko Haram took some, ISWAP took some, and then the Fulani terrorists took the rest. Serious stories, true story, that they had to go and do sandbag, put sand inside bag, sawdust inside bag, loaded them up and put them in an open space, open field in Abuja as the rice they harvested from money they took from Adesina. So Adesina has a very good, chance or a good a good standing rather, a very good standing to tell them what they are doing to you, but they didn't like it. Now they said that he's sounding like Peter Obi. That's what Ona-Ofun-Nuga said. He said the economy is better now. We have more schools, we have more airports, you have more population, you have more this and that. So now, economy of Nigeria is $198 billion. Yeah, in 1960, the economy of Nigeria was just $2.5 billion. This is the progress, meaning he intentionally veered off what Adesina is trying to call their attention to, right? This guy has something to say on that.
Mr. Adesina is saying, which I'm not sure whether deliberately or he assumed that people will understand it, is that dollar itself has a value. As of that time, dollar was based on the value of gold up until the time that dollar was taking off the gold value. The dollar you saw in 1960, that was 100, is over 1,000. It's over 1,000 now. In economics, we don't take absolute value. That number that looks like $100, when you check what that $100 we buy in 1960, is far higher than what it will buy today. So I also saw that people are comparing that people were paid 45,000 minimum wage, 45 naira minimum wage, and they are being paid, say, 70,000 now. We need to check how much was Pojo, how much was all the vehicles that were used, brand new vehicles, in that time, in 1960, and how much is it today? So when we are comparing, economics are very careful about just comparing in absolute terms. It's important we compare in relative terms. So yes, Dr. Akinwumi Adesina was not wrong with his presentation because, of course, as an economist and to have held that kind of position, I believe that he has taken into cognizance the relative value of the dollar. And the relative value of the dollar that is earned then is far better than the per head income we are earning now. The spokesperson for the president is also not wrong when you speak absolutely regarding what the GDP number was then and what it is now. The GDP number then, the per capita income then, the number he quoted was right compared to what it is now. But what matters is not how much it is what can it buy. Can you buy what the minimum wage then, what we earn then, can we spend the same amount to buy, to have the same value? Again, the quality of life. What is the quality of life then and what is the quality of life now? These are things that people should pay attention to. And to compare very well, you need to look at different economic parameters. One is what is happening to inflation. What was inflation in 1960 and what is inflation today? Clearly speaking, inflation today is far higher than what it was in 1960. I don't know if you can still hear me, sir.
Yeah, we can. Don't worry. You said it all. That's all we need to hear. Look at this man. I don't know how old he probably was in 1960. He's a retiree, a man that retired in 2005, he said. And his take-home pay every month as a pensioner is 4,000 naira. They won't even pay them. is out queuing to go get paid his 4,000 naira a month. He won't even pay them.
I was going with 4,000 a month. Some go with 5,000 a month. I am on level 13. I earn less than 30,000 because I retired 2005 and no adjustment has been made. So many of my colleagues, the same, not only me, all of us, from 99.
How do you cope with your health and taking medicine?
Very, very difficult. Very, very difficult. We go on borrowing, begging. Then those who have children, who are maybe well placed, will assist you. Without children, you can't survive. Because no how 30,000 can survive a man of my age. With children around, not only me. I feed children, I feed wife. With 30,000 a month, it's not possible. What's going on?
That's the reality of the people. So if you have policy to improve their lives, you do not need big drama or grammar rather. You don't need big grammar to explain to them that your policy is touching them positively. Now them go sing your praises. When they go out there and they are able to afford food, afford their rent, afford their medication, afford things that normal people can afford, they are not asking for much. An average Nigerian doesn't give a damn about going on vacation. Some of them don't even care about owning a house or whatever. But being able to lead a standard life, afford their own bills, is what many believe as a progress. You know, something they say like development, you know, something in progress. But all of that have been denying them now. Frustrated, vulnerable, and at the same time, bullied or joined. So old age, nobody is spared though. Yeah? Take a look at these men who are also protesting in Ondo State because somebody appointed by Tifnumbu is encroaching on their lands, using his own little power to take these people's lands. Of course, they had to protest, put it on social media, and hopefully somebody will pick it up and save them. If nobody picks it up, and after a day or two, then they are back to square one. And of course, the impunity will be completed. Ondo State, oh.
I'm a farmer in this 083A.
Your name once again, please.
Since 2011.
Your name.
My name is Osai Kenneth. Osai Kenneth.
Okay.
I'm a farmer in this 083 reserve since 2011. And since that time, we are respecting government. Whatever they ask us to do, we are doing it. If they ask us for money, we pay. Just of recent, we learned that this our place has been sold to this private investor, Sao. And since that time, he has started disturbing us here and there. We created so many of our farms for palm tree plantation. So many of our members have died. So we are stroke. So we are in different type of problem today. So because of that, we moved to court. We complained. And to help us, then the case we are in the court. Injunction. We are ordered by the state government by High Court. That is court order. So by all of sudden, we see that they carry grader. That was last week. They carry their grader enter again. First time, second time, third one. They wanted to grade our farm again. They said why? Government are collecting money from us. This payment advice, that's government money, which we pay annually, has been paid. The one of last year has been paid. Over 30 million naira on each of every. So some receipts are here. Look at part of the receipt here. Look at it. The ID card also is here. About two types of ID card. One security, one capturing. We paid whatever they asked us to do.
What do you want to know?
What we wanted is this. We are pleading for all those state government, please, to kindly help us to stop grading our farm. Whatever they ask us to do, we are ready to do it. We don't want any grading. We don't want any investors. Because, as they say, we should respect all state government. We are doing it right from time, and we want to continue like that. We don't want any disturbances.
So these were the local farmers who have become the victims of the latest impunity. So here is their story. They have their land, and at the end of the day, the government said they will be paying rent on that land. These are like farms. They pay rent to government. Then somebody got appointed to head a federal government, Tinubu's government, some one of these agencies there. And the guy decided to sell the lands. But in the name of, they have sold it to investor. And this investor, they are farmers too. So they are coming to grade all the land. And they are not taking your land, okay, we're just going to give you some. And they're going to use some because, you know, we're giving it to them. How? But like I said, if you beam the searchlight beyond what the conventional media wanted to see, you are going to see a lot of the victims of misgovernance. They are supposed to be Nigerians, frustrated. Like you heard him. He said some of their members are dead. I mean, they are dead. Frustrated. Some of them are dealing with serious health issues, all because of this. Guess what? All they wanted to do is to farm. Like they want to farm. And they have been, among all of the challenges that they have been faced with, right? The real problem, or the real, what do you call it? The real problem, rather, right, is the same people who are supposed to protect them. Impunity in the system. So, anyway, I am going to possibly wrap it up that way. So, but before I go, here is that guy. That's, I mean, the guy that gave, you know, I think it was a very dark man, right? The guy that gave the same very dark man. That guy that presented himself as Arewa president or something, right? That gave a very dark man, or I can't remember, like gave somebody 24 or 48 hours to apologize to the Sultan of Sokoto. You remember? But he has joined his voice as well to call for free, very dark man. And I think it's time I share that because it's part of the module this evening. Meanwhile, right, I'm going to go on a short break after that, okay? But listen, if this is your first time on Mayogun's Diary Political and somehow you kind of like enjoy this chat this evening, right, please take a moment after liking the video, right? Subscribe to my channel as well. It's going to take maybe less than 20 seconds in doing that, okay? But yeah, I'll be back in a minute.
My name is Ambassador Abdul Dambature, the president of Arewa Youth. I want to use this opportunity to appeal to security agencies for the release of Very Dark Man, VDM. Indeed, we need to stand by each other anytime one of our youth leaders get involved into trouble or problem. We need to come together as Nigerian youth to stand for ourselves. The reason why I'm calling for the release of Very Dark Man is just because on behalf of Northern Nigerian youth, I am doing it because Very Dark Man is someone that he has always stand for the Northern Nigerian youth. And let me say it loud and clear. In fact, Very Dark Man is a Northerner because Very Dark Man was born and grown up in the North. And we, the Northerner, we have the culture of embracing each and everyone. It's not as if because I have issues with him. No, that is not the problem. My personal issue with Very Dark Man is something different. Because the last time when I called for his attention to apologize to Sultan of Sokoto, I asked Very Dark Man to apologize to Sultan of Sokoto because of the response Very Dark Man gave to Sultan of Sokoto on social media, in which we, the Northern Nigerians, that is not in our culture. If you want to advise your king, your elders, or your father, you don't come to market and expose them, or you don't come to social media and advise your leaders. It's not in the culture of the Northern Nigerian youth. Our culture is we have a very normal and solid way to appeal to our leaders. So that time, I was expecting Very Dark Man to use his platform and write to Sultan of Sokoto if anything is wrong, not by him coming to social media and address the Sultan of Sokoto.